I'm gonna go ahead and use this time to get a Duolingo lesson in. What is up, Smooth? How's it going, man? Did not expect you to pop up. I thought you was too busy. But I'm glad you're here. I'm in the same I'm in the same situation as you are, man. I'll be working like crazy. Shoot. Okay, I got all right, I got two people up in here. That's wild. Um that means that I got one person up in here, probably one troll. I don't know. Oh, it's a slow work day? That's cool. That actually sounds pretty peaceful. Sorry, I am multitasking. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Are you still stoked living life like the other day out the road? Kinda, yeah. But I'm not sure if you saw the most recent episode, but I had a pretty rough day at training I had a pretty rough time at training the other day. It was definitely a humbling experience, but I'm still feeling okay, but I'm not hype, you know. You gotta remember, dude, I got depression. Hello, Miss Ashley Barrett. How you doing? Wait, Ashley? You're here early. I thought you'd be I thought you would be like gone by now. I didn't see the last one, I guess. I'm genuinely surprised that you watched any of them. I appreciate it. Guys, I never know if y'all watch my stuff. Y'all gotta leave a comment on there. Let a brother know that you at least saw it. I don't like likes don't tell me who liked my stuff. What are you depressed about, brother? I'm on my lunch break at work. Well, I'm glad you're having your lunch break with me. I really appreciate that. I got four people up in here. I got three people up in here who actually do talk to me, and only one like. What's up with that? I actually check out your stuff. I mean, you gotta prove that. Comments help, brother. I mean, you know, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't expect anybody to watch my stuff. But yeah, yesterday at a training, actually, I made a lot of mistakes, and it kind of discouraged me a little bit. Not enough for me to like leave and be like, "Whoa, what am I doing here?" But I was really kind of bummed out because, like, the last time I was there, it was actually like I was doing really well. I felt good. I felt good. I thought that I even looked good. And then this other time, I just came in, and apparently I just couldn't do anything right. And the thing that really kind of upsetted me was it was the basics. It was like just basic stuff that I thought that I knew. And it's like, apparently, stuff that I thought that I knew, I apparently was just not nailing it like how I thought that I was. And I ain't gonna lie, it definitely kind of put me in a really bad situation because it's like in my brain, I knew that I was doing this stuff right, but I was being told that I wasn't. So I guess so I'm just like I was just sitting there just questioning everything. But outside of that though, I was feeling a little bit better. Um, you know, I mean, it's like I felt like I just had to sort of tell myself that I was being too tough on myself because nobody else told me that I was garbage. Nobody else told me I sucked. Nobody else was telling. Well, wait, were you doing it right? That's the question. I thought that I was. I'm guessing not though because I was told that I wasn't. But like, you know, yeah, I think like everybody trains differently. So obviously, what's going to be right to one trainer probably might not be right to another trainer. So for one trainer, the thing that I do, I thought was done correctly. To another one, probably not as much. But the fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is that it did kind of make me feel discouraged for a moment because I'm that kind of guy who, if you call me out for making one mistake, I'm just gonna assume that everything I've ever done in my life was a mistake. And it's really like not, and there's really kind of like no in between. There's no spectrum there. And I'm trying to give myself a little bit more grace about that. And it's challenging because I'm so used to like being the butt of the joke and being told that I'm bad at everything, or that it's like I don't like being confident because I'm always reminded that I shouldn't be confident because I have no reason to be confident. But it's like then when I start feeling confident, the last thing I need is for somebody to come in and take that confidence away, because then it's like, dang, I thought I was actually doing good at this stuff. That's kind of like one of the big reasons why I kind of don't like that's one of the big reasons why I kind of don't like it when I work out. I didn't like announcing that I'm on this weight loss journey because it's like because like now if I don't lose any weight within, I'm giving myself like a possible time frame. I'm like, if I don't lose at least like 20 pounds before the end of the month, what's all this even for? You know, that's it's like I'm way too hard on myself, and I'm trying my best to not be. And I'm real like I'm acknowledging. I feel like me acknowledging the problem is me sort of solving it. Stay humble and take it all in stride. I actually have very complicated and unpopular opinions on confidence. Yeah, like that's my whole thing. Is that like the reason why I didn't? It's like the reason why I didn't just run out and just be like, wow, this is not for me at all. I was like, the reason why I didn't even do that is because I like wrestling more than I say this in the video too. Is like I like wrestling probably more than I hate myself for messing up, and I'm trying my best to hate myself less, because it's like if everybody else in the world thinks that I'm garbage, what good does it do for me to also think that I'm garbage? You know, it's like then I'm just sort of like doing what everybody wants me to do, and they're just going to tell me I'm not doing good at it. So I just figured, you know what? This guy told me that I'm not. This guy told me I'm making a mistake. I'm still alive. No big. Oh my god. Sorry to just sort of trauma dump on you guys, but like I said, I'm not really in the best of moods, and I'm going live to try to get myself in a good mood. And yeah, it's a bit of a ladder climb. Hold on. There we go. But enough about me. What's going on with you guys? All three of y'all. Um, shoot. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for you guys to actually say something, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. But yeah, like I said, I'm feeling bad, but like not terrible. I've been having a hard time just getting a lot of rest and taking care of myself. I can, well, I'm hoping that it works out for you. I was about to say I can see that, but I can't see that yet because you haven't made a video. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I'm glad to see that you are getting a lot of rest and taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need a you day or a you month. Some people need a whole year for this them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody just kind of needs a year of just rest and relaxation. We all just need a year long vacation just to sort of just sit back and chill and just kind of, just take it all in, you know? It's like, I feel like life isn't like, I will always say this, life isn't supposed to suck. I will always say that life is not supposed to suck. We're not supposed to be miserable and frustrated and stressed out all the time. We're supposed to be, happy and having fun and chilling and meeting up with each other. You know what I'm saying? We all just we need some us time. And that's probably why I'm doing this. Remember, Ashley, almost no one can or will take better care of you than you. I need more me time, but unfortunately, work. I have a PTO plan for September though. Heck yeah. I hope that you have a nice time doing it. This is a song about his I forget who it was by, but it was like, I need some free time. Dun, 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 tss. I need some me time. Dun, 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 tss. I need to run away. I forgot how that song went. Like I forgot who made that song, but that song was a banger. Cause it was like the music video was like this dude like walking. It just showed everybody's shoes. And it showed this dude just walking. What was it called? Hold on. Dun, dun, tss, dun, dun, tss, dun, dun. Yeah, it's a okay. Yeah, check out that song "Free Time" by Kenna. I'm gonna type it in the chat. I would like play the music video and I would play the music video on here, but you know, like I don't think you can do that. But yeah, like that's a you know, like every single like I think about that song sometimes, but I also think about the music video because the music video is very creative. I appreciate the trophy, man. Thank you. But we all know that you deserve a trophy for being the world's greatest dad. Listen mode, but I'm still here. I appreciate it. I'm genuinely surprised that y'all showed up. I tried to go live earlier, but for some strange reason, it was like acting up, and also nobody showed up. So I was just like, I was about to just start playing this game for like a few minutes. Yeah, man, absolutely. Like you know, I definitely respect the fact that I definitely respect the fact that like you're a cool dad. I got four people up in here. That's crazy. Four people up in here and only two likes. Which one of y'all don't like? Which one of y'all don't like me up in here? Up in here, all up in my live, telling me that y'all don't like it, brother. That's fine. I ain't sweating it. But yeah, though that song Kenna, I mean that song "Free Time" by Kenna, good song. I don't. I think that's probably like the only song that they ever like they ever like blasted from him too. Like, dude be doing stuff. I think he's like a. Hold on, I'm about to. Oh he did some things. That's not bad. He got like in now. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Shoot, I ain't sweating it. I'm used to being disliked, bro. Y'all need to know that. Like your boy is kind of used to like being like disliked and overlooked and stuff like that. I'm just bummed out because like I think one of the few reasons why I don't like thinking like feeling good about myself when it comes to certain things is that like when I'm reminded that there's no reason for me to be happy about stuff. I mean, the hardest thing is being reminded that I have no reason to be happy after I realize I can be happy. It's kind of like it's kind of like I got a dollar, I got a dollar, I got a dollar. Hey, 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 hey. Then all of a sudden the wind just carries it away, and it's like, oh dang. Uh, I won't lie to y'all, man. I'm still feeling bummed out about that training session the other day because like I really thought that I really thought that I was doing it right, and I was told that I was doing everything wrong, and I just uh, it's like what is life? But I won't bring the mood down. I still am trying to do the whole you know, I still trying to like work out and stuff like that. Still trying to like, do the weight loss journey. This I mean it's not bumming me up. It's not bumming me out enough for me to stress eat, which I'm kind of glad about. Like I'm really glad that like, I haven't stress ate in a while. Cause that's normally what I do when I get depressed. Like I would like overeat a little bit. And that's actually kind of like I think that's why I got big in the first place. Now that I think about it. Hmm. What was I so stressed out about when I was younger though? They'll come back to me. In the meantime, once again, everybody up in here, how y'all doing? Are y'all how's your mama? How's your dad? How's the wife and kids? Also, Ashley Barrett, every single time I see your picture, I think of Amanda Seals a little bit. I hope that that's not an insult. It's just like you just remind me so much. You just remind me so much of her, and I didn't see the Jubilee video, but I've heard so much about it, and I'm just like, and it's like so, and I saw her a lot of clips of her in it, and now I'm looking at your picture, and the first thing I think is, oh God, it's like I keep on forgetting that you're not her, you're not Amanda Seals. Also, I will not watch that. I will not watch that Jubilee. I try my best to avoid Jubilee now because the surrounded episodes are kind of ridiculous. I like the she ate in those videos. She did. She really did. But like I think the thing that really kind of I think the problem is that like no lessons will be learned from this because people are too busy just being angry about it rather than paying attention to what was actually taking place in the videos. It's like, like because here's the thing. I'm from Louisiana. I know you're thinking about training the wrong way. You're focusing on what you were doing wrong and didn't know. You should be stoked that you learned something new or potentially corrected something. That's the thing. I don't know if I corrected anything. I was just like, I was just told that I wasn't doing a good job, and that really kind of got me. I'm not going to say it got me in my feelings, but it really did make me like question what it is that I like. I didn't know what I did wrong, and that is what's eating me up. I don't know like how I screwed up, and and it's kind of like a that's kind of like the story of my life. If I'm being real, like I always find myself in the wrong end of stuff. I always find myself like rubbing somebody the wrong way, and they never directly tell me what it is that I did wrong. Is always like I have to guess or figure it out on my own or something. It's never like, oh, this is what you did, don't do it again. It's always what did I do wrong, and they just never say it. Or I figure it out like much later, much later. But if I'm being real, I am still glad to still be training though. Back to the Jubilee videos though. I will say, like, because here's the thing: I'm from Louisiana. I live in the South. I'm surrounded by Black conservatives, and a lot of them have this. I think my brother is a conservative. I know one of them. I want to say one of them definitely is. But like there's this like first of all, I blame capitalism in COVID. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what ultimately led to this big old thing. And a lot of those cats are just really it's like it's easy to say that they're misguided, but some of them have been like thinking that way for a long time. So it's just like maybe they were just mean people they were just mean kids who grew up to become mean adults and they kind of feel validated in their cruelty, in my opinion anyway. And it's like, what better way to feel validating your cruelty than, hey, we support the sides that win. No offense taken. Thank you very much. Like, am I the only person that said, like, I need to know, am I the only person that's ever said that? Because like all you have to do is just wear all you gotta do is just wear some glasses and a hat. And not just be like an ideal Halloween costume. Like one time somebody told me that I look like Ludacris. When I was younger, I was a lot more lighter skinned. So like people will say that I did favor like Ludacris from like way back in the day. And part of me always thought to myself, one of these days I'm gonna like wear like braids and do the and like be Ludacris for Halloween. And I just never thought about it. That's the first time I'm hearing that, but I can see it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. But when I was younger and much skinnier, like people told me that I look like Ludacris. So like I would have definitely I ain't gonna lie. God dog, like I could have totally like rocked and I always wanted to have my hair braided. So it was like, but I can never find anybody to braid my hair for me, which is ironic considering where I was living at the time. But that's what I'm saying though. It's like I saw the Amanda Steele's video and I saw like the Jubilee thing. And my whole thing about the Jubilee thing is that like it could be a good like those conversations, I would argue, are conversations that do need to be had, but like not in that kind of setting. If someone in a training teaching capacity didn't explain what a student did wrong, the fault lies with the instructor, not the learner. I didn't think about it that way. But I am the type of I'll take responsibility for me though. I'm not exactly the smartest person, but like you're not wrong about that. Like definitely do need to there definitely did kind of need to be a better way of going about how things was done. But it was very specific. It was very I don't even want to think about training. I really don't. But like I said, I'm still glad to do it. They failed you. You didn't fail yourself. Holy crap, that's a bar. Wow. Some days, Megas, I be thinking that you hate my guts, and then you say some stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Actually, now that I think about it, I would totally go on that Jubilee show. I would totally go. Oh, by the way, speaking of going on shows, so I applied for Pop the Balloon. Like this past week, I applied for Pop the Balloon. They're not gonna hire me. They're not gonna put me on the show or nothing. But like I applied for it, and yeah. Imagine if I was on. Like I'm gonna let y'all know. Never hate, nothing but love. Got it. You're just mean. You're just mean sometimes. So it's just like part of me just sort of like always. He talks to you like a brother. All I ever see is love. Yeah, he's like a yeah. I appreciate that. But you was when we disagree, it's very 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 specific. Pop the balloon, dear God, why? For clout, dude. Are you kidding me? Like if I go on pop, first of all, I'm going to get like I've been getting rejected by women since like the fifth grade. It's like I've been getting like rejected by women since like the fifth grade. I got no like I'm not about to I'm not going over there expecting anything. I'm just gonna go over there, get ripped. I'm gonna go over there, get squat on because of how I look, and then I'm gonna like spam my YouTube channel. Are you kidding me? What better and like people love to see people get humiliated. I've been getting humiliated my whole life. That's not nothing for me. I'm just gonna go over there, get shredded about how physically unattractive I look, say, hey, I just went to this show to prove a point, and spam my YouTube, and boom, like maybe another extra 1,000 subscribers. I don't know, but I think that they figured that. I'm pretty sure that they figured that out. So it's like they're definitely not gonna put me on that show, man. Quantum blunts. Oh God, no, 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 not you. Go away. Go away. Why are you here? Why are you here? Please go away. It's not a humiliation kink. It's more like me just trying to get. It's just me using it for clout. I'm not doing this because it gets me off. I'm doing this because people like seeing people get humiliated. And I know that if I go on that show and get ripped to shreds and then talk about my YouTube channel, then people who are going to be like, wow, who is this dork who got shirt? I'm not mad at that. Quantum Bless, by the way, is one of my trolls. Like this dude used to like pop up just to talk smack, and he popped up on another name to talk smack again. It's crazy, bro. Like this dude does not like me at all, but he's still here. Women should reject fifth graders. I'm a fifth grader. Why am I lying, dude? Like you came up, dude. You popped up on my account like talking smack to me, and then you popped up on my account talking smack to me under a different name. Like, why would I lie about that? I keep telling y'all, bro. People who hate me follow me the most. I've been getting rejected by women since the fifth grade. Well, what I meant to say is, well, I guess what I meant to say is by crushes since the fifth grade. I've been getting rejected by crushes, like, like girls I've had crushes on since like the fifth grade. Like they've been shooting, like I've been getting shot down forever. So it's like I'm not really too worried about that. But my whole thing is that like girls, yeah. I didn't want to say girls now because it feels weird, but yeah. But yeah, like I go on that show, man. I mean, I go on that show. If there's one thing I know is that like people hate, like people hate the guy who gets rejected, but they want to make fun of them so much. They want to squat on them so much. They want to like follow them online so they can just be like, "LOL, you got rejected." You know what I'm saying? And they want to do that. So if I go on that show and I go on that show, I'm going to get rejected. All these women are going to look at me and be like, "Oh my god, he's effing ugly," blah 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 blah. But then afterwards, they're going to look for me on this stuff, and then they're going to look for me all over the internet, and they're going to find something. They're going to find my accounts and be like, "Oh, you're the guy who got rejected on Pop the Blue," and I'm like, going, "The one and very same." Go ahead, like hit that subscribe button while you're here. You just were 2 minutes ago. What are you talking about? I mean, I did get. I mean, technically, I did get rejected by. Technically, I did get rejected by Pop the Balloon because they're not going to put me on that show. I only have one account. Liar. Okay. Yeah, Quantum Blunts. You also didn't. You didn't call yourself Quantum Blunt a couple months ago. You were talking about the guy here hating on you. Yeah, he's still there. He's right there. Quantum Blunts. He used to also go by the name Quantum Bunny, and there was a third account too, but I forgot the name of that one. I guess that part. I guess he just got tired of using that one. But yeah, dude will pop up all the time just to talk smack. Cause but you're saying that you want to go on. No, I didn't say I want to go there to get haters. I'm saying that people are going to like follow that anyway. It's complicated, dude. It's complicated to explain. Like I really wish that those I really wish I was better at words to explain what I'm saying a little bit better. But what I'm saying is that like people like picking on people. People like being mean to people. People like being cruel to people. So my whole thing is that like if I go on that show and I get rejected and then people like find my accounts and find everything that I'm doing, it's going to be like it won't be like, oh wow, we hate this guy. It won't be, oh wow, we hate this guy because he got rejected from Pop the Balloon. It's, oh wow, we hate him because he doesn't like Trump or something. Do you welcome that sort of attention or not though? I don't welcome random haters, honestly. But like the idea is I kind of do want to see exactly what that would do for my channel. Because some people will probably I guess part of me thinks that I can convert bullies into better people if they find out that I'm not as terrible as they think that I am. But I keep on forgetting that people are sociopaths. So they're going to just trash me the whole time anyway. It's like, part of me just thinks, oh, well, they see my lives and they see how normal of a guy I am. You don't like random haters, so you want targeted haters. It's complicated. It's complicated, dude, because now you're trying to make me sound like I'm an idiot. And like it's very specific, it's very meticulous. I don't expect you to understand because you're kind of a mean guy. So it's like you don't really you're not gonna see you're not really gonna see things from the side that I'm going into. I'll drop it. I'm gonna drop it. But the idea is ultimately to just like, but yeah, like if I were to do that stuff, yeah, it would be if I were to go and pop the balloon, it would be probably for clout. But also because I'm not afraid to like get rejected because I'm not going up in there expecting to like I'm not going up in there expecting for the ladies to like give me anything anyway. They're gonna tell me that I'm ugly and they're gonna tell me that I'm ugly, making you sound like an idiot. Do I need to do that? Oh, I see. Megan thinks I'm an idiot. You remember how I told you guys earlier that this dude is like mean to me all the time? He literally thinks I'm an idiot. It's like, hey, I don't need to make you sound like an idiot. You already are. Telling y'all, man, I got these. I'm telling y'all, man, my haters are like mean as hell, bro. Like, I didn't even do it. That took a turn. Well, of course, I mean, it's not. I mean, like, it's Megs. Megs thinks that I'm an idiot. He doesn't really have anything good to say about me. I can like go ahead, ask this dude to say one good thing about me right now, and he'll probably like be quiet for like the rest of the life. My God, man. Sound like an idiot and being an idiot are two different things. I sound like an asshole sometimes, but I'm not an asshole. Yeah, what else, dude? He was just encouraging you like 3 minutes ago. Yeah, and then decided to tell me that I sound like an idiot. I don't. I'm actually a pretty swell guy. Yeah, okay. Go be swell with people who can accept your swell behavior. I don't know. How's it going, Andy DeVirgo? Genuinely surprised that you guys popped on. Really appreciate it. I had to go back to work. Catch you guys later. Be nice to each other. I'm gonna try to be like I got nothing against Mace. He got something against me. Have a good one, Ash. Hope you have a good day at work. I was gonna say more, but never mind. Say more what? No, I don't. No, you don't. What is happening? I don't understand that. Like, dude, you just got like this dude's gonna like I mean, yeah, it's gonna pull back though. I mean, I'll give it like a few more minutes. You're gonna say something else mean about me and make it seem like it's a joke. I mean, I kind of know how you guys play out now. You're not complicated. You guys, what? My bad. I had to check out something real quick. But yeah, I was just throwing that out there. You know, it's just Well, what I'm saying is that like I know how trolls act. I kind of have an idea how people that are mean to me sort of like go about doing it, and I'm getting it from all sides. You know, there's like families giving me a rough time. Somebody's trying to scam one of my old cards, and now I'm getting the rough end of it on my own live. It's very frustrating. I'm a troll now. I didn't say you were a troll, but I didn't say you were a troll. Like I wasn't addressing you. But I do got trolls that pop up. Quantum Blunts had popped up earlier. Megs is giving me grief. Like I'm expecting that Carl Papa's guy to pop up any moment now. You said you guys because I'm addressing trolls that are in the chat. Like not everybody. I'm not saying everybody in a chat is a troll, Jovi. But please, by all means, twist it like I am, so you can get upset with me about something. I don't know. I'm literally saying I'm not. I'm not saying you. Only two of us were talking, me and Megan. So there's like five people up in here, and earlier it was seven. For all you know, I could have been talking about quantum blunts and Megs. But instead it's gonna be like, oh no, you're calling me a troll. I hate you now. I'm gonna give you grief. God, man. I was trying so hard not to be mad today. I was trying my best to just like I was gonna try my best to just like, be in good spirits, be in a good mood. Boy, I can't get nothing to hoot. I really can't. I really just I can't do jack. I got Megs up in here calling me an idiot. I got Jovi up in here saying I'm accusing her of trolling. I can't win. There's a YouTube that I think you should watch a few videos from. I genuinely think you have an epiphany. She's like the female version of you. Real talk. Is that supposed? I feel like there's an insult here, but all right. You got all right. So you got the wind up. So where's the insult? Nope, not an insult. I know it's not an insult now, but like you gotta work your way up to it. So just go ahead and just throw it out. Okay, who's this person? I think that would help you if you were to see somebody who I think that it would help for you to see someone who would help you see what some of us see when we watch you because you're too close to it. Okay, who's the person? Like you, she's very talented, but she doesn't give herself any credit or slack. Hmm. Shelby exists and makes stuff. Okay. Let me see what this is about. I'll give y'all. I'll be right back. I gotta. Wow. Okay. Almost any random video where she's talking about herself or her life. Okay. Um. Wow, she's really popular. Okay. I'm not gonna watch anything right now because I'm streaming, but like, yeah, she's very popular. My goodness, she's doing really well for herself. Oh, okay, I get it. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. I can judging from these titles, I can kind of see it a little bit. Yeah. Almost any yeah, I totally understand that. But man, she's doing it's like that's kind of the irony. You know how you blew up when you had the 600 video? She had one that was called 32 Years Old and I'm a Loser. Yeah, I get that. But it all, yeah, but like, it seems kind of, yeah, this is kind of heavy. She is talented though. Her work is amazing. Like the last 3 months. Okay, I get that. But like the difference between her and me clearly is that like, I mean, she can draw. I can't. Yeah, she is very talented though. I give her that. Like that's her stuff is really good. We need more museums, man. Like community-based museums, like places where people can go to submit their work and not have to worry about like, their work getting like, judged by somebody. Like I mean, obviously I guess maybe social media kind of could be considered a museum by like internet standards, but I do like the idea of like community and like local stuff. You're talented as well. You're clever. You wrestle. You write. Go ahead. Get to the insult. Come on. You got an insult. You are ready. You are building up, man. You got that rise in action going on here, man. Where's the climax at? The where's the diss? Like I know how this goes. Exposition, something, rise in action. Sorry. Also, if I am being no insult at all, I really want you to just binge some of her vids when you have time. I think it'll open your eyes. You don't want to be her. I did. I get like I'm looking at the title of her videos. I kind of understand what's going on with her, but like the difference between me and her is that like I mean, like I said, she's like first of all she's really talented, but secondly, like also like she doesn't. I don't think she has enemies. I do. Like I feel like obviously her demons are internal. At least part of me likes to. Part of me, I haven't seen any of her stuff yet, but I'm pretty sure that her stuff is probably like internal. Mine is external. I got like people who are like, I got people that are actively trying to like go after me here. Oh, she does. She thinks she does. She lives with them. Her mother. Oh, okay. That explains. Okay. As soon as you said that, I'm looking at the title of it. Yikes. Okay, so she got all right. So she has external enemies too. That's gotta suck, dude. Imagine you just trying to like go through your day and go through your life, and like people are just giving you crap because you exist. Man, that's rough. I know how that feels. But yeah, I'll probably like watch that. I'll probably like watch that. I'll probably watch that probably after this live or something. I'm not sure yet. He'll make me rethink my whole life. Like I don't. I not. Do I need my life to be rethought? Like, dude, I kind of have an idea what's going on. Life sucks. I get hassled. Life sucks. I get hassled. I'm frustrated about it. I like to think that I'm pretty high functioning though, because of the fact that I can keep a job and like not die. But like I'm not gonna be okay with like being mistreated by. I'm not gonna be okay with being mistreated and being overlooked and stuff like that. Everyone should rethink their life. Got it. This coming from the guy who told me I sound like an idiot earlier. Sorry, I'm not gonna. I can't let that go, dude. It's like you really did go from, hey, you actually don't suck at life to you sound like an idiot. That's cold. I said, do I need to do that to you? Yeah, basically like reaffirming that I can always sound like an idiot on my own. I'm definitely rethinking my life, trying to find my purpose and whatnot. Yeah, Yeah, I get that. Like I kind of sorry if I'm quiet. I'm multitasking. But yeah, I'm like I said, I definitely I'm aware of what my life is. I kind of have an idea what my purpose is, or rather lack thereof. I understand I probably like don't have much of a purpose. I'm just trying my best to I'm just trying my best to like validate what little bit of existence I have before I'm ultimately murdered by a cop. But the whole thing is that like, my idea of my purpose is to at least pursue something, to at least finish something that I tried to start. I'm rethinking my the whole time today. I'm officially more than half a century old. When you say it, like I feel like people who are in their 50s should say it like that more often. I'm more than half a century old. You have any? That's cool sounding. That's a cool sound. That's a cool sounding way to define it. Shoot, not all of us get a chance to actually live to see that. Like I said, me personally, like I'm gonna get murdered by a cop eventually. Either that or in my own life. Like there's a lot of what. Oh right, happy birthday to Megs. I hope that sounded clear. I hope that sounded clear coming, because of how much of an idiot I sound to you. But like, happy birthday. Shoot, but yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Is that like it's one of those? It's like I hope I live to see 51, but I probably won't. Like with the exception of all the mental problems that I got, physical problems that I got, and the social problems that I'm going to be going through. I do not see myself seeing the age of 50, but I would like to. That'd be something to tell. That'd be something to tell a whole bunch of people. Yeah, where I came from a time frame I wasn't even supposed to see these years. See, I was supposed to get murdered by cops. That's very specific. What is? You presume cause of death. Yeah. Like I got a lot of dude, I got a lot like riding against me here, man. Like I got a lot that's going up against me right now. There's a great chance that I probably might like it will probably be because of one of those two reasons. Is it really outside of the realm of possibilities? I mean, it's not because it's not really that specific if you think about it. It's just nature at this point. That's like me saying, "Hey, I might die because that's like living in a place where thunderstorms happen and being like, I might die from getting, struck by lightning. You know, that's like being in a place where there's like natural predators around, being like, I might get eaten. I mean, it's just like it's not really it's not really a shock thing. It's not really supposed to be. New conspiracy theory. I think Teddy Swims is a see. I said that I might get shot by a cop, and this dude sends a smiley face. By the way, I believe that Teddy Swims is a corporate plant because racists got really mad about country music being kind of like being dominated by black people. So they're like, "Oh, y'all want to take away our country music? We're gonna take away your R&B. Send in the white guy who sounds like a black guy." Man, I ain't gonna lie though. I would have loved to be on Pop the Balloon because I wouldn't even like overreact to nothing. I wouldn't even get mad. I'll just be like, "Well, you guys have definitely proved a point." Say no, Aaron Plummer. I don't know what Aaron the Plumber is. Is that like a political thing, like Joe the Plumber? Well, what I'm saying is that like first of all, if I get rejected, I'm just gonna make jokes the whole time. I'm just gonna be like, number one, I knew this was gonna happen. It's okay. I'm not even that mad about it. First of all, I just want to say all you ladies look spectacular. All of y'all. Your sense of wardrobe, amazing. Yeah, my appointment was canceled, so I didn't have to go to work on my birthday. Give it time. No, some dude on Pop the Balloon named Aaron was on there. Someone called him a Ninja Turtle. Um, Wait, so what did he? What like did he freak out? Was there something that happened? Like did he overreact or was he just ugly and everybody just making fun of him? Good. Was people making fun of him because of how he looked, or did he actually do something? This dude is hilarious. Yeah, he overreacted when people popped the balloon. Some were making fun of him, and he made fun of them back. That's probably one of the most popular episodes of the show. He got famous for that too. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Like, first of all, I can't make fun of anybody. I can't mock anybody. I can't insult anybody because, like, people won't be upset. People like the only reason why I would try to insult anybody is to try to hurt their feelings. But people don't have feelings anymore, so there's nothing to hurt. So if I go to somebody and I say, "Well, I also think that you're very ugly," they're just gonna be like, "LOL, shut up," and then just scream at me the whole time. By the way, Michael McDonald, Mr. Blue Eyed Soul, has that guy beat by several decades as far as white dudes making soulful music. The whole idea was I was making a reference to the fact that I was making a reference to the fact that you got like all of these races you got like all these races now being upset about black people doing country music that they're now like bringing in like white people who sound black to basically try to take over R&B music. It's kind of like there was I don't know like I might be wording this wrong, but I remember there was there was a controversy or like some sort of conspiracy that Macklemore was supposed to like take over rap like to replace Eminem or something. Yeah, they're mad about young black country artists. Exactly. That's what I was saying. So the joke was is that like it's like send in the white guy who sounds like the black guy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take over all their R&B music. Whenever they think of R&B, they gonna think of white people. And as a joke, because you got Lil Nas X, Shabuzi, and Beyonce, and it was like that's heard. I've heard enough. Like the only reason why I even know who Shabuzi is because people will not shut up about him. Yeah, yeah, that was a joke that I was bringing up. It was just like there's way too many black people in country music. We need more white people in the soulful music so we can like do. It's just like I don't know. That's my conspiracy. If I ever decide to try to start one, I've always wanted to do a random conspiracy theory where like because I watch a lot of Kamen Rider, and for the people who don't know, Kamen Rider is basically like Power Rangers but with just one person instead of five. Um, and in the original Kamen Rider lore day when they were all connected and stuff like that. The idea was that like the bad guy in the original Kamen Rider was like responsible for all of these like bro was like responsible for like all of these like ridiculously like obvious conspiracies. And it was a group called Shocker. So if you ever were to hear about like anything bad happening, it would be from Shocker. And the whole idea was that like I wanted to start a conspiracy and make a joke and kind of like make a joke about, oh, by the way, you ever hear about this stuff? It's Shocker. You ever seen this mark? It's a Shocker mark. And then oh, you guys don't know about Gel Shocker? And I wanted to kind of like make that into a thing and then say y'all do realize I was talking about Kamen Rider villains, right? The only problem is that it never really took off because at the time that I wanted to think about it, there was already like starting a conspiracy theories about Prince of all people, saying that he predicted 9/11. And I mean, I can't beat that. Oh my god, I'm gonna lie to y'all. Okay, I'm playing this game. I'm gonna stream this game while I talk to y'all because like I'm usually quiet because I'm just playing this and this is this ridiculous game. And like I'm too quiet on this thing and I apologize for that. So I'm going to where is it? Where is it? Here we go. It's just something that I'm doing to pass the time right now. Yeah, but it's like I don't like this Dead Space because I sometimes rewatch my lives just to kind of like see specific, just to like try to do things with them and stuff like that. I hate this. I call it dead space, or I call it like null space or whatever. And it's just me just being quiet and staring. And I notice that like I'm doing that and nothing is happening. And just ramble. Yeah, no. I don't really like rambling too much. But I mean, there's only like three people here, so but nobody's gonna care about that. Um, so I used to have a podcast. I actually used to I tried to make a podcast a thing. You don't? This dude is like on fire today. Please, please insult me more. I enjoy it. Um, but yeah, I used to have a podcast before, and it was initially just me, and then it was me and my roommate, and then he moved away, and then it was just me again, and I had it on Anchor for like a long time, and I never really got around. And then they went from like it used to be really easy for me to do because it would just be press record, it would be press record, post it, and that's it. And now it's like it got all complicated. It's basically like a YouTube clone, and it's just ultimately like a. That sounds close. Give me 1 second, y'all. It is not. Thank goodness. But yeah, so like when I had my podcast, it was initially supposed to just be, it was supposed to be me, and then I decided that I actually do better with other people. So I was gonna like it was gonna be me and my roommate. Me and my roommate, we actually I like to think we did pretty good as a team, and but he didn't really necessarily care that much about doing it. So when he moved away, we kind of just sort of put on a lengthy hiatus. He was just doing it because he heard me yammering and was like, he heard me like talking on it and was like, yeah, I can totally add in some ad lib some stuff. And then it became less about ad libbing and more about him just popping up and just actually like just being a co-host of the thing. But like, it was okay for what it was. The only reason why I stopped is because like it was really hard to like upload episodes. And but when I did the podcast, I think another thing too is that like I didn't have any specific direction that I wanted the podcast to go. It was just me just getting on and just talking. And I was and the more I started doing it, the more political it started becoming. And I won't lie to y'all, I actually don't mind talking about politics, but I also don't like talking about politics because like at some point I have to like do a lot more research than I want to do, and I don't want to do all that. I mean, I still might down the line, especially because it's kind of important to learn about now. But like around that time, I was just not trying to. I didn't want my podcast to be a political podcast, and it was slowly becoming a political podcast. And yeah, I haven't really done anything to it in a while. I might actually like go back into doing that though, because like it's definitely something worth like continuing at the very least because this is useful. Plus, it helps me pass the time when I don't feel like doing anything on YouTube or whatever. Speaking of me doing stuff on YouTube, y'all watch my shorts? I got three people up in here. Who are these other two? Have y'all seen my shorts about if I can do I think I could beat like a president in a foot race? What are y'all thinking about those so far? Also, completely off the right, like to piggyback off of, I think is a pretty cool segment. Thank you. It's like in the process of me like learning about these presidents, I'm sort of learning about their place in history and stuff like that because I'm learning about their place in history. and like what kind of people they were and what kind of presidents they were and stuff like that. And it's crazy to me that, like, it's really easy to sort of like, it's really easy to kind of like ignore these people because they're long dead. So it's like, who cares? But like, if you actually ever decide to like do genealogy, and you could like literally learn about history and learn about, like, what was life like for your grandparents and your great grandparents. And it's like, I'm reminded that, like, like, there's some people who I think I went with one of my lineage from like going to my genealogy stuff. With one of my lineages, I went back to like the 1800s, and it's like, here I am learning about presidents of the 1800s, and it's just like now I'm kind of like compelled to sort of learn, like, what was the atmosphere like? Who were these people? How did that go? And stuff like that. So, it's like I'm learning about that, and I'm learning about the environments. I'm learning about what's going on. Like, like I said, Zachary Taylor slowly dying of stomach cancer while he was in office, and and what was it, Garfield? Garfield dying because Garfield dying because like nobody knew how to wear gloves back then. It's like, that's crazy because the whole thing about James Garfield was that, like, he got shot, but he didn't die from getting shot. He died from the unsanitary conditions of like getting operated on. I think he died like maybe a couple weeks after he got shot because of everybody just had dirty fingers and they was trying to pull that sucker out, pull out the bullet or whatever. But yeah, the reason is just like, it's like you learn about that, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. I think another thing that kind of got me about learning about these presidents was ultimately that, like, while they, like, a lot of them weren't as racist as we think that they are. You know what I mean? It's really easy to say, oh yeah, they're like the presidents, so they used to be like racist. But it's like John Quincy did not have a John Quincy, was very much anti-slavery. um, and I think I want to say Ulysses, I want to say Grant was too. So it's like, I'm not saying that to say that, like, I'm not saying that to say, don't to for y'all to like them, but it's just that normally when you hear about like the presidents who are like anti-slavery, the only person that comes up is Abraham Lincoln, and it's like Grant literally fought in the Union. He literally fought. He literally led the Union to victory in the Civil War. Like, what the heck, y'all? Um, trying to think of another. Like, I'm on Chester Arthur right now, and I'm just recently learned that Chester Arthur actually did some of the same crap that Trump is doing. Like, he also, Chester Arthur, if I'm not mistaken, he also put tariffs out on things, and he also did a president. He did like an ice thing, not really like an ice roundup, but he did kind of ultimately do the whole. He made xenophobia a law. I'll say that, which is weird because I actually was doing some research about Chester Arthur a while back, and like one of the things that kind of got him into prominence was defending a black woman who got into altercation on the bus in court and winning. So it's like, to go from defending a black woman who got into an altercation on the bus to become a president of the United States, and probably like one of the worst ones. It's wild. It's wild. I don't know. But yeah, in the process of me learning about like presidents and stuff like that, I learned about a few things, and these things were like, a lot of these things are just like very, very, very. It's a lot like the Bible. The more you read up on it, the more interesting it gets. Trying to think of another random. Like I said, Zachary Taylor is like easily one of the funniest presidents I've heard of so far. Like, that dude is basically the perfect centrist, and like people don't talk about him like at all. But that's probably because he died like a few months when he got into office. Like I ain't gonna lie. What ultimately motivated the foot race, the presidential foot race thing, was I just my brain just kept basically saying I've never seen Donald Trump run before, and then it was like if he could run, how fast could he run? And it's like how fast do I think he could run? And then ultimately it was do I think I could beat him in a foot race? And then it ultimately became do I think I could beat any president in a foot race? And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, some of these presidents, I would dust them, man. Like absolutely clear them. Or the ones that I'm learning about so far. By the way, who do y'all think? Who do y'all think y'all can beat in a foot race? Do y'all have any presidents y'all think y'all could beat in a foot race? If y'all even know any of them, like I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure I could beat like a few. A lot of them were old when they got in, so it was like wouldn't even be a challenge. Sorry about that. Oh, um, I think I talked about the Know Nothing Party before. I want to say I talked about the Know Nothing Party before, but if I didn't, so we had a cult. I don't know if y'all remember on that episode of that Jubilee episode where that guy was. It was like 20. It was like 20 Republicans against Mehdi Hassan, and there was that one guy who said that that white people are Native Americans too. That is not a new concept. He didn't just make that up. That was the thing that the that was actually a yeah, that was the thing. It was Mehdi Hassan and 20, I think, I don't know, right wing idiots or whatever. But like it was really like, bro, the stuff that these people be weird is like hilarious, by the way. But there was a but in that episode, a white this dude, somebody was like, white people are also Native Americans. And here's the thing, and in American history, we actually did have there was a party. It was called the Native America Party or the Native American Party, but they initially called themselves the American Party, and their whole concept was that like their whole concept was that ultimately white people are the Native Americans of America. That's what they were trying to push. The only problem is that like the party itself was kind of like a cult, so it's like you didn't really so it's like they didn't really like want anybody knowing that about them. They didn't want people knowing that like they believe that. So whenever anybody asked them, hey, what are your thoughts about the America Party? The idea was that they will always say, I know nothing. And it would just keep saying, I know nothing. So if you ask them anything about the America Party, it will always go back to, I know nothing. So to them, to the people within the America Party, they call themselves the Native America Party. To people outside of it, they called it the Know Nothing Party. And Millard Fillmore, former president Millard Fillmore, was a key proponent in that group. I'm telling you, man, if you actually look into it, it's not that different from what it's not really that different from like what the Republican Party is now, except they're not a cult anymore. They're just I mean, they are a cult, but like that's they don't you know what? Yeah, we'll just say they're in the modern day know nothing, so we don't know. But yeah, like if you ever decide to look them up, man, I'm telling you, that's called a Know Nothing Party. Also, a completely random, I forgot, I think it was Rutherford B. Hayes, but like Rutherford B. Hayes won the presidency in one of the most tightest presidential elections in history. I think it was just like only a few people to actually like determine it. So he won it. He won it, but like at the expense of I forget what the expenses were, but I think it was one of the conditions was hold on, I can actually read this. Give me a second, because I might be getting this wrong. All right. So when he won, so like he's the thing is he won, but like he won, but he lost the popular vote. So they there was a thing during Congress where they had to determine like what was going to happen if so and so won. And when Rutherford B. Hayes won, he hold on, he would end the federal support for Reconstruction in the South and the military occupation of the Confederacy. Because according to what I'm reading here, God, I think I might be getting this wrong. Apparently, after the Civil War, there was military occupation in the Confederacy to kind of just sort of keep them in line. And when Rutherford B. Hayes won the election, they took those soldiers out and they just stopped like funding Reconstruction. So it's like, that sucks, bro. Also, Ulysses S. Grant was not his real name. His name was Hiram. His name was Hiram Grant, and like the only reason why they called him Ulysses S was because I think it's Hiram Ulysses Grant, but they just saw Ulysses and just added another S and was like, let's call him U.S. Grant from now on, and it just stuck. So it's like, holy crap, a president working under an alias. Let's go. Yeah, U.S. Grant. Because it was Ulysses S. Grant, but the S don't mean anything because his middle name is Ulysses. So we had a so once upon a time we had a president who kind of ran under a pen name. It's like, is he lying? Is he telling the truth? We don't know. All we know is that he worked. All we know is that he led the Union against the Confederacy in the Civil War, and won the presidency, and apparently didn't do that terrible of a job. But yeah, like I said, if like if we learning history is actually kind of awesome. Kind of like Harry S. Truman. The S doesn't stand for anything. What? Hold on. Wait. Harry S. Truman. The S in Harry S. Truman doesn't stand for anything. What? So it's just wow. That's crazy. What would it like? Imagine how funny it would be if his middle name actually just was S. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be kind of hilarious. But apparently, according to this, there's a wholesome reason behind it. Like both of his grandfathers was named had an S in their name, had an S for a middle name, and he just wanted to kind of like do something like kind of to honor them, which is cute. But I mean, it's still pretty. It's different for sure. But it's like I didn't realize that you could just make up a middle name. I mean, well, I guess yeah, I did know that. But that's crazy though. I really need to like like I think I'm on as far as the series is concerned. I'm trying to remember like which president am I on right now because I think is Arthur Hayes Garfield Arthur. Oh yeah, I'm on Grover. I'm going to be on Grover Cleveland. Now here's the thing about I think I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the videos, but I'm factoring in the idea of how old they were when they became president, and I'm also like factoring in like how old they. I'm also factoring in how old they were when they died, and sorry, how long did like what they die of, and also just my personal dislike or like of them. Kind of like the reason why I made a video for Andrew Johnson and it just went off the rails because I just got so angry about what that guy did. Man, this dude was terrible. You can just look at Andrew Johnson and tell that he was going to be kind of a crappy person. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was garbage. Like he was. Yeah, he was terrible. And the sad part is that like people, if I feel like if people knew more about like the presidents and stuff like that, they would probably understand. Like this stuff is a lot of the stuff has already happened before. It's just like bloated orange. The orange invasion is just adding on to it now. All right, I got 4 people up in here, and let's see. So it's smooth. Probably Jovi still lurking. Um, uh, Megs probably. I'm pretty sure Megs had to go, and one random troll. Probably still Quantum. Either that or King Joe Robinson. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. No, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am getting a little. I am starting to fade out a little bit. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go take a nap and try try to do another one. I am getting really tired though, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short. I'll see y'all like probably like after this nap. We'll talk again later, okay? Alrighty. Yeah, a little bit later. I'm gonna go ahead and as soon as I get up off of this nap. Love and peace, y'all.